Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another FIFA King video, and in today's video, as you can see by the title, it is my Premier League predictions video. So in this video I will be obviously going through my Premier League table, and let's get straight into it. Right, so in 20th I have West Brom, newly promoted side, finished second in the championship, and the only signing apart from Pereira, I don't see them making any other signings to strengthen their squad to stay in the Premier League. Obviously, Slaven Bilic is a great coach and he's done a phenomenal job with West Brom to get them in the Prem. But I can only just see them going back down due to lack of signings made. Obviously, Pereira on a permanent deal is a phenomenal signing, and it'll be interesting to see how he will do in the Prem. But overall, for West Brom squad, I don't really see them surviving in the Prem, and I think they're going to finish bottom. Going into 19th, we have Fulham. Obviously, another newly promoted side. They got promoted through the playoffs, and seeing their quality in the squad, they have some quality players, but I don't think as a squad they have really improved as well, just as West Brom. Obviously, like some Mitrovic, Joe Bryan are quality players, but I don't think they will be doing it in the Prem and surviving again. And I think they'll just go back crashing down unless they can make some major signings. But as it stands, it looks like for me they would be finishing 19th, and that is where I am putting Fulham. Swiftly moving on. In 18th, I have Crystal Palace. And this may be surprising for most of you. Say, oh, how come Palace are there? They have Zaha, Ayew, and players like that. But as a squad, if Zaha does get injured, that could really hurt them. And I think it's obviously Zaha is a key part for them. But as a squad as well, like I don't think they're gonna be able to stay in the Premier League anymore, or for much longer, however you want to say it. And obviously it's down to signings as well. They haven't really made any signings that will improve their side, or if any, as far as I'm concerned and have seen. And I just think they're going to finish 18th. I don't think they're going to survive in the Premier League, and it will be tough. And obviously Zaha will probably want to move after that. But I'd put Palace in 18th. Right, in 17th, I have Aston Villa. Obviously, they were in a relegation battle last year and survived thanks to Jack Grealish and most of their big players stepping up when needed during the last few games of the season. It was a bit hard between Crystal Palace and Aston Villa and the other teams around the relegation battle because, yeah, I just feel like Aston Villa, they will be in another relegation battle, but I think they will be able to survive it again, especially if they can keep Jack Grealish and get another striker. They should be safe in the Premier League. Obviously, that's their main target. They need another striker, but I see them surviving, and I think they'll have that spirit. If they are in the bottom three again, coming to the end of the season, they'll fight their way out of it again and survive and maintain being a Premier League club for another season running. In 16th, I do have Brighton. They had a very good start following the resume from the Premier League last season, you may say, and they have a good squad, to be fair. Obviously not challenging for top 10, but I don't think they will be relegated from Palace and Villa. I feel like they would definitely finish higher ahead of Palace and Villa. They have quality in their squad to do well, and I think 16th is quite reasonable for them. They're maintaining their Premier League status, and if they could improve their sides for the following seasons, they may push to be a top 10 team, established top 10 team. But for now, I just see them finishing near abouts the relegation zone, but not too threatening of getting relegated. I think they have a good squad to stay up, and 16th is where I put them for a reasonable table finish. Right, in 15th, I do have Newcastle United. Obviously, there were rumors that they were going to be taken over by Saudi Arabian company or owners, which would have made them really rich. I don't see that deal going through, or I think that's just died off now. But if they can get players like St. Maximin, Dubravka, even John Joe Shelby performing like they had been last season, because they were phenomenal during the lockdown period as well when the restart happened. I just feel like they're they're not near enough a top 10 team, but they're good enough to not get relegated this season. Obviously, if they add quality to their side, like most sides should, then they should be safe in the Premier League. I feel like 15th is quite reasonable for Newcastle. They're not threatening relegation, but they're not challenging the top 10 in the table. So I think they'll maintain in the Premier League for the season, especially. And I just see them finishing 15th, and Steve Bruce doing a good job yet again, keeping them in the Premier League. Right, right. In 14th, we have Southampton. They 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 shocked everyone last season, especially Danny Ings. I would say he scored so many goals for Southampton. I feel like he just kept Southampton in the Premier League pretty much, especially after that 9-2 defeat or 9-0 defeat, was it? Yeah, 9-0. I feel like Ralph Hasenhüttl has just changed the Southampton side, and obviously after being relegation favourites after their poor results, and now the turnaround has been amazing. I feel like they will finish 14th, and if Danny Ings and James Ward-Prowse can keep them firing for the goals, they would maintain in the Premier League and stay safe near about the 10th finish. But I don't see them putting up a fight for top 10. But I just feel like if they were to challenge for top 10, they would need to improve probably the defense, I would say, and just this season be consistent in results for them to challenge, because the turnaround from the relegation battle that they were in near the start of the season has been phenomenal. So I put them 14th finish, reasonable finish for Southampton, and yeah, let's go to 13th. Right, we have 13th. The third promoted side from the Championship is Leeds United. Obviously won the Championship. Marcelo Bielsa done a phenomenal job to finally bring them back into the Premier League for over 14 years of absentee. And I feel like they will finish 13th. They're bringing in some quality players. The board are really spending a lot of money to improve Leeds' squad, and they've recently signed Rodrigo. They're looking at DePaul as well. They're making quality signings. Obviously, they don't have Ben White anymore. He's staying at Brighton, it looks like. They still improve to their quality side. And Bielsa, I feel like he's going to do a phenomenal job in the Premier League. And I feel like he'll surprise everyone and finish 13th for Leeds. And they've just made quality signings, to be fair. You can't really complain about that. And yeah, I just feel like they're going to finish 13th. They're going to do really well in the Premier League. And I hope Bielsa does a good job for Leeds, as they will be hungry to be finally in the Premier League after 14 years. Right, right, right. In 12th, we have my team. My favourite team that I support is West Ham. I feel like they will do a much better finish in the table than last season, of course. I feel like if we can get our players up and running, like Diangana, Ale, Lanzini, if he stays, we can finish high in the league. I feel like if we have consistent results, and with David Moyes doing a good job, I feel like he will get us to 12th. I feel like that's realistic. I would have not put them lower in the table, because I feel like they will do well this season. And obviously last season they just fell apart when the goalkeeper got injured, obviously Fabianski. So we have a strong squad, I guess. We just probably need to strengthen in fullbacks and defence. But other than that, we look sharp in pre-season. I feel like we will finish 12th. I feel like David Moyes will do a good job for West Ham this season. And yeah, I just hopefully can finish 12th or higher for my sake. But for me being reasonable, my prediction is West Ham to finish 12th this season. In 11th, I do have Burnley. Burnley. They are a tough side to break down. Obviously, Sean Dyche sets Burnley up very well. It's really hard to beat them. And Nick Pope was phenomenal last season. Kept one of the most clean sheets in the league. I just feel like they're just going to be those teams that finish consistently around the top 10. I feel like they'll just finish outside the top 10. But if Burnley can just keep up the way they have been playing, they will be fine in terms of league position. I don't see them challenging for Europe yet. If they can add quality to the side, then maybe. But I feel like mid-table or nearabouts mid-table finish for Burnley is quite reasonable for them, as they are really a hard team to beat. And it may be different for fans as well. Maybe it will be interesting to see how Burnley play the season under Sean Dyche again. And maybe he may surprise others, or they may finish where I predicted, which is 11th. Right, going into the top 10, I have Sheffield United finishing 10th. And what a season they had last year under Chris Wilder, coming from the Championship to finish in the top half of the Premier League in the first season was remarkable. But I feel like they're just not going to be able to finish where they finished last season. I feel like they're going to still be in the top half of the Premier League, but I feel like they'll finish 10th. And they've had a big loss in Dean Henderson, who was incredible for Sheffield. He was phenomenal. Now he's staying at Man U. It's going to be hard. They're going to have Aaron Ramsdale in goal this season for Sheffield. We're interested to see how he is. And they don't have fans. I feel like one of the reasons why Sheffield did so well is because of their fans. Their fans supported them a lot, and they gave them a real boost, which made it hard to play them, especially at Bramall Lane away. But I feel like Sheffield will still finish 10th and do well, but I just don't see them doing as well as they did last season, especially with no fans this for majority of the season for them. In 9th, I do have Leicester City. They did a remarkable job as well, getting into the top 6 in the Premier League. They could have finished top 4, but they just weren't consistent with their results. But I still think they'll finish top half of the table. And I just feel like Europa League, they may be focusing that more. So fatigue may kick into their team if they don't add depth. So I feel like they will finish top 10, but I think they'll finish 9th. I don't feel like they're going to push any higher, especially if they can't keep consistent results. And they're probably another team that have played so well with their fans behind them in the stadium. I just feel like without the fans, or most of the fans for them, I don't see them doing as well as they did last season. But we shall see, and I have put Leicester City to finish 9th in the league. In 8th, I do have Everton. And boy, do I have Everton in 8th. Their transfers have been phenomenal so far in the summer. They've signed Alan, Decore. They look like they're going to sign James Rodriguez as well, which has been amazing deals for them. Carlo Ancelotti is going to have a really good squad this season, and I feel like they will be challenging for that top 7, top 6 finish. But I don't feel like they will do it in their first season on the new players and with Ancelotti in charge for the first full season. It will be interesting to see how they are, because they've made some phenomenal signings. And if if they can keep consistent results as well, they will be a ones to watch team for me personally. I'm gonna be really excited to see them with Richarlison as well, Calvert-Lewin, and yeah, I just think if they keep up consistent results, they will be pushing for that top 7, top 6 finish. But for now, for this season, I feel like they'll just finish 8th. Right, in 7th, I do have Wolves. Wolves are a phenomenal squad. Nuno Santos knows what he's doing with this Wolves squad. They have incredible players, and they've always, for the past 2 seasons, have been pushing for Europe. And obviously, they got knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Europa League, which must have hurt them because they probably felt like they could have won it or at least got to the final. But I feel like they definitely will be challenging for Europe again, no doubt about it. And if they can finish 7th, that probably will be a reasonable place for them, especially that they have lost Matt Doherty to Spurs. I think that's going to be crucial for their right hand side, and if they can find a replacement, that would be good. But I don't think it will be as good as Doherty was for Wolves, and that might just be their weakness for this season. But obviously, they still have a phenomenal squad with Jimenez, Jota, Adama, Neves, all these quality players. They're definitely a European team, and they will be challenging again. I just feel like they will not get into the top 6 this season. That's what I feel like. And Doherty will be a big hole to fill in, especially in this Wolves side. But it'll be interesting to see how they cope with the replacement of Matt Doherty, and I feel like they will finish 7th. Right, going into 6th, I do have Tottenham Hotspur. I feel like Mourinho, his second season, he's gonna get them into Europe, top 6, especially now that they have Europa League as well. They're in the qualifying stages, but you probably expect them to get into the group stages. In terms of signings, obviously they made the sign of Matt Doherty from Wolves, another rival challenging European side. That will be big for them. Be interesting to see how he does under Mourinho and Spurs. They have lost Vertonghen, the centre half, to Benfica. It will be interesting to see how Spurs' defence will look like this season. But obviously, they still have their big players as Kane, Son, Moura, Bergwijn, Ali, Lo Celso. They still have the quality players. I feel like if they just keep up the consistent results, they definitely will finish in the top 6 and get European football again. But I just feel like, yeah, they deserve to finish 6th, and they'll definitely be challenging with Everton, Wolves, and the other maybe top 5 and 4th place teams for the top 6. And we shall find out. It'll be interesting to see how Spurs play under Mourinho again. So I put Spurs in 6th place. Right, in 5th place, I do have Arsenal. Arsenal. They had a poor start to the season last season, but Arteta has come in. He's really changed this Arsenal side, and he's got Arsenal ticking, especially during the restart against the big teams like Liverpool, Man City. They did well in the FA Cup, obviously winning it, and the Community Shield against Liverpool. They're just looking strong this season. They're gonna boost their defense with the sign of Gabriel and maybe other defenders as well. Arteta just got them up and running. And I think if Aubameyang stays, which looks like he will be signing a new contract, that will be big for Arsenal. And I feel like Arsenal are just going to come back with fire. I don't think they will finish in the Champions League places as yet, because they're just rebuilding now under Arteta. But I feel like he will get them back into Europe. I feel like he will get them to finish in the top 6 and ahead of Spurs, because I feel like they will want it more than Spurs. So I put Arsenal to finish in 5th. In 4th, I do have Manchester United. They've been phenomenal as well. especially since the restart. Bruno has really changed their squad, and it's looking scary to see how they're going to play this season. I feel like they will get Champions League places again, because Bruno will get them ticking, hopefully, for Man U. Rashford, Martial, even the sign of Van de Beek looks like it's going to happen as well at the time of recording this. And I feel like Man U are just going to be at their best again. They're going to dominate, but I don't feel like they will be challenging for the title as yet. I don't feel like they're ready for it yet, but I definitely feel like they will finish in the Champions League places. And especially with Bruno ticking, it'll be interesting to see how he does in his first full season in the Prem. And it'll be interesting to see how this Man U side plays this season. Hopefully they can keep consistent results, and they definitely will be finishing top 4 under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Right, in third, I do have Chelsea. And boy, what Frank Lampard is doing is phenomenal. The signings that he's been making: Thiago Silva, Ziyech, Werner, Havertz, Chilwell as well. Big signings. I feel like he's just going to get this Chelsea team rolling. And it was hard to choose the top 3 between Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City. It's pretty obvious that those are the remaining other 2 teams. I just feel like they won't challenge for the title. Like, they won't win the title, I mean, in the first season with these new signings, but I feel like they definitely will challenge for the title this season. But I just don't see them winning it. Like, they have quality players now. It's going to be lovely to see how Ziyech, Werner, Havertz do in the Prem. I feel like if Chelsea can improve and get a better goalkeeper, that would be amazing for Chelsea. But having Thiago Silva at the back with the experience is going to be phenomenal. Maybe him and Tomori in centre backs, that'll be class pairing. And Chilwell left backs, amazing signing for them. I just feel like Frank Lampard's made some phenomenal signings, and I feel like he definitely will be challenging for the title for these next few seasons, especially this season. But I just don't see them winning it this season. They will be hungry this season though, but I've put them to finish third. In second, I do have Liverpool. Obviously, they won the league last season. They started to drop off near the end of the season last season. I just felt like they just got a bit lazy maybe after winning the league. And I feel like they're just not going to win the league again. I feel like they'll obviously challenge for it again with Man City, but I feel like Liverpool just need to improve in maybe the depth in their squad. Obviously, they've still got Salah, Firmino, Mane, Van Dijk. They've still got these quality players. I just don't feel like they will win the league back to back, but they definitely will be challenging it. And yeah, I feel like Liverpool will still be hungry, but I just don't see them winning it again, especially for this season. And I just put them to finish second in the league. So obviously in first place we have Manchester City. Obviously they finished runners up in the league to Liverpool last season, but I just feel like they're just going to be so hungry for this season. They're just going to want it more than Liverpool and Chelsea. Obviously they've still got De Bruyne, Aguero. There's talks of Messi, even Messi coming to Man City, which would be crazy to find out if he actually does. But they've signed Ferran Torres, and they're just going to be more hungry. Obviously, they've sold Sane to Bayern Munich, which may be a big loss to them, or it may not even affect them. But I just feel like Guardiola, especially in the Champions League performance, they did really well. Obviously, they got knocked out by Lyon in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. But I just feel like they're just going to be hungry for everything this season again. I feel like they're just going to smash the league as well. And I feel like they're just going to be unstoppable as well. It's going to be really hard to break. So I put Manchester City finished in top of the league. And obviously they have boosted their defence with Nathan Ake, which will be interesting to see how he does in the Man City shirt. And hopefully my predictions will be correct. Right, so here is my prediction predictions in the table format. As you can see, Manchester City is top of the league for me. West Brom, Fulham and Palace have been relegated for me, in my opinion. And it's just going to be interesting to see how this league does. Obviously, there's not going to be a full capacity stadium this season due to the pandemic and COVID, obviously. And obviously, some teams will be affected by the no fans or not a full capacity stadium, as they do tend to play well with fans, like with every team. But let me know in the comments down below what you think of the predictions that I have made, and who do you think will win the league? Who do you think will get top 4, top 6? Who do you think will get relegated? Let me all know in the comments below. And as recording this video, I just want to say a big thank you for hitting 300 subs, which is an amazing achievement for me. I'm really happy to have hit 300 subs, and I just want to continue to make more videos and gain more subs, obviously. I just want to thank you all. I will be doing a 300 subscriber special. We'll see what that will be in the future. Drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new. And until next time, see you later. Peace.